Hi, I'm Joyce, the Energy Lady. Are you one of those people that everything goes wrong? I've run across that quite a bit. And when things just aren't happening the way you wanted them to happen. So consequently, when you're one of those people that everything goes wrong for, then that's what you're going to be looking for. Because if everything's been going wrong for a long time, then what do you expect? You expect things to go wrong. I have a particular client who gets sick quite often. And when they get sick, it's just like, oh, here it is again. It's just a matter of expecting it to come back, expecting the sickness to come back. The same thing goes for when somebody has betrayed you or offended you or done you wrong in some way. Then when it happens, again, somebody else does it, the first response is, oh, there it is again. Yep, it always happens. This always happens. So look for those terms. There it is again. This is still here. This always happens to me. This is how it's always been. If those are terms that you use on a regular basis, they put you in a victim role. And when you play the victim role, which we're all victims at some point, somewhere, sometime in our lives. When you play in that victim role, then all you're going to be able to see is places where you've been victimized. All you're going to be able to see is where something wrong has happened. So I always tell people when I've worked with them, is it a percentage better? I don't ever ask, is it still there? I don't ever ask, do you have a little bit better? I always say, do you even feel 1% better? Typically people say, oh yeah, I feel a lot more than 1% better. But looking for it to get better, looking for change is where you want to be looking. You want to be experiencing change. You want to experiencing something different. If you're in a relationship that's always been the same way, somebody has to shift. If the other person's not interested in shifting, then it's up to you. And if you do some shift in your relationship, guess what? It changes the dance in the relationship. If you change your steps, the other person automatically has to change their steps in some way, okay? So if there's areas of your life that you want to make change in, quit waiting for the other person, or quit waiting for the job to change. Quit waiting for your husband or wife to change. Quit waiting for your child to change. Quit waiting for your boss to change. Quit expecting everyone else around you to make that change for you. You get to do it. I talk with my hands. I'm like moving my hands around. Anyway, so when you're waiting for something to change, you have to do that change in you. And when something happens, you might say, oh, okay, that just happened. It doesn't mean it always has to happen that way. It doesn't mean you've always had it that way. Look for the change. Look for things different. Look for subtle shifts. If you're starting to do some own personal work, look for subtle shifts. Even if it's this big, it could be huge, but even if it's this big, it's that big. Look for that, acknowledge it, be aware of it, own it, and see where shift is happening in your life. I would love to hear you share with me some of the shifts that you see happening in your life because you're looking. You wouldn't even be watching these videos if you weren't looking to make some shift in your life. So share with me some of the areas in your life that you're shifting, that you're watching that are different. And quit using the words still, always, never been, has to be. Quit using those words. Start looking for words like, oh, it's 1% better, or oh, this is looking differently. Okay? So have a great day.